Making It Personal with Bishop William Joensen on Iowa Catholic Radio and iowacatholicradio.com.
Welcome to Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen. I'm Kelly Mesher-Collins with the Diocese of Des Moines. On today's show, we're visiting with Beth Gibbins, Marketing Director for Catholic Charities. We'll be visiting with her about the Shamrocks and Shenanigans event and fundraiser that will be held next weekend. But before we get to today's interview, let's find out what's on the Bishop's mind.
Good morning, Kelly. I feel like we haven't been together for a while. The Carathon, very successful for Iowa Catholic Radio, and thanks to all those who supported it. And, of course, we're grateful to the Sarans who continue to support this show in a very special way. They had their Bishop's Burst event. They inducted some new members this past couple weeks, and so again they continue to flourish and bring seminarians to nurture those seeds. The chance to engage some of my brother bishops at the Knights of Columbus sponsored bioethics conference, the National Catholic Bioethics Center, kind of looking at the ethical and religious directives that haven't really been updated that apply for all Catholic healthcare institutions. So concerns and areas such as palliative care and the kind of burgeoning concerns with gender dysphoria and everything else. So it was a very fruitful engagement, and of course always a chance to be built up in our unity as successors of the apostles as well. Looking forward tomorrow to the rite of election in those who are catechumens who are looking to enter into full communion with the Catholic Church, to be baptized and receive the sacraments of initiation, or those who maybe are already baptized, our Christian brothers and sisters who are looking to make full communion by professing their faith with us. So we'll be at St. Patrick's in Council Bluffs on Saturday, and then we'll be at St. Francis of Assisi on Sunday, and that will be just one ceremony this year. We just thought bring together both those are English and Spanish-speaking Christian Catholics, and those are Catholics to be very soon.
That's right.
So that'll be beautiful. We're piggybacking that on another strategic visioning session as that process continues to unfold, so we ask prayers for that. But, of course, our hearts are more moved with the seismic events in Ukraine and all that's going on there, and, again, just horrific things that weigh on our heart. We're mortified by the incursions of really what cannot be characterized as anything but a kind of tyrant who's seeking to appropriate in a kind of kleptocratic theft of yet another sovereign state. So obviously our brothers in Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia are also looking with great trepidation of what might await them. So our solidarity with them, obviously our Holy Father asked us this past Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, for a day of prayer and fasting. I don't think we limit that to just Ash Wednesday, but some of our Lenten practices, it's truly, who can we be offering in solidarity, knowing that God hears the prayers of his poor ones and to overcome what our Holy Father characterized as the diabolical senselessness of violence. And so that's a very pivotal piece for us, too. We're very moved by the witness of the Ukrainian people, their great faith. Yes, some for the sake of their families are fleeing. Others are kind of embedded in underground subway stations, and others, the Ukrainian Greek Catholic priests, carrying and celebrating the Divine Liturgy with them, going out to them where they are. And then, of course, the major Archbishop Sviatoslav Shevchuk of Kiev, Halek, whom some of us maybe think is a possible shepherd of the Universal Church someday. God might call him to that, but his own great witness and how he is asking us to see and to pray, defending his country's right to fight for its freedom and self-determination, the sacred duty of Ukrainians to defend its land, people, and state, and all that is dearest to them. As for all of us, our family, our language, our culture, our history, and the spiritual world, they are a peace-loving people that loves children of all nations with Christian love, regardless of origin or belief, nationality or religious. And so that wound in the church, which is the wound between the West and the East, the Orthodox, and this is another time where that is exposed and brought to the surface. And so our Holy Liturgy, the Roman Missal, offers us a prayer in time of civil war, civil disturbance. And so this is our prayer for the good people of Ukraine and beyond, and all who are carry them in their hearts. O God, author and lover of peace, to know you is to live, to serve you is to reign. Defend against every attack those who cry to you, so that all, including ourselves, who trust in your protection, may not fear the weapons of any foe. Through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, God, forever and ever.
Amen. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll visit with Beth Gibbins of Catholic Charities about next weekend's Shamrocks and Shenanigans event. You're listening to Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen.
I know Carmelite nuns who get a call from their Mother Superior every June telling them where they're going to be assigned in the year ahead. And even if they know they're probably not going to be transferred, before that call, they're supposed to pack up all their belongings and wait for the phone to ring. It's an exercise in detachment from the world. We all go through that in our own ways, don't we? Maybe sometimes, something becomes unstable in our current jobs, or a new opportunity opens up, or we have a financial crash that forces us to rebudget everything, or we go on a job interview, or maybe get a call from a doctor with some disturbing news. Even if those experiences don't pan out to be anything, and they usually don't overlook their importance. That's God reminding us that, in the end, this world isn't our home. And if you get too attached to the little comforts you surround yourself with, you won't be available to God's grace and His call in your life. Stay open. This is Chris Stefanik from RealLifeCatholic.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen. On today's show, we're visiting with Beth Gibbins, Marketing Director of Catholic Charities. We're talking about next weekend's Shamrocks and Shenanigans fundraising event, where people will be greeted with music, food, drinks, games, and more.
Good morning, Beth.
Good morning.
Why we see each other periodically for different events, but in terms of the Shamrock and Shenanigans, it's been 2 years, right? A bit of a hiatus.
Yes,
it?
2 years, and then everything shut down.
Something happened in that interim. I don't know.
We had quite a party.
It was one of the last events, right? Right before.
Yes, we've had people reach out and say, we're so excited to get back because it was the last fun thing they did.
Yeah, so kind of maybe symbolic, hopefully cresting, and now on the downward slope. We never know, but we pray that's
Fingers
the case.
Crossed,
so, yeah. Well, the show's Making It Personal. So, could you just share again a little bit of your background for those who might not know your own kind of role and how you came to be where you are?
Yeah, I've worked with Catholic Charities for 8 years this February, so I feel like I've lived several lifetimes with Catholic Charities. We still, have our programs across Southwest Iowa. I'm kind of a one-person shop, and I do all of our graphics and social media and things. I do a lot of writing for Barbara Decker, our executive director, and help with the directors committee at council.
So does she have a ghostwriter on occasion? Is this the truth or not? I don't know.
Truth.
Maybe, just like the bishop's office, once in a while, everything passes my eyes, but, there's
That's
always
right.
a little occasion.
That's right. It's always fun writing in somebody else's voice. I enjoy it.
Barbara is such a classy lady, so, you only enhance that. So, but I interrupt. So.
No. So we, Catholic Charities, we're scrappy, and that's part of our celebration coming up here with Shamrocks and Shenanigans, because while everything shut down, our services continued on, and our managers are great. They figured out how to work around COVID-19, and people still are in need, whether there's a pandemic or not. So we had a lot of frontline workers, and the government told us some of that too. It was like we were designated as that, so we couldn't shut down some of our services. So
and it was all the more acute, the needs that people felt, and obviously exposed, and so there were very different ways. So maybe just to expose some of those. What are some of the things that you've been about, and as lifetime world situations have unfolded, the kind of versatility of Catholic Charities.
Well, a great example was we have a food pantry on the east side of Des Moines. We serve so many people, and normally they come right in our building. We visit with them, and while they're waiting or going through the free food line or getting the monthly food boxes and people visit, we couldn't have anybody in. So we had to develop, we made our own drive-through, essentially, a walk-through, but, masked out, put up the shields and passed out food, and it's actually a better system than what we had before. So we found that it forced us to do a lot of things maybe more effectively so thank you, COVID.
But still able to have that human engagement, because obviously you're delivering the food, but the food for the soul, which is just relating to another human being and having your dignity reflected back to you.
Yes, I went down one day and just visited with our clients down there, and I did not expect to get so many different stories from the people there. One gentleman was in his 30s. He was homeless. His partner had passed away a couple years before, and his life, he had a hard time getting back on track. And he said, I can come down here, and he felt comfort by the people that were handing the food. Our volunteers are great. They joke with people. They smile, and it's a point of contact. One gentleman was picking up food for his neighbor, who's an elderly woman. I had no idea that was going to come up. Another woman, she said it helped her make ends meet. She's got some illnesses that she can't work a regular job, so she watches her nieces. This helps her feed the girls while she's taking care. It was just a delightful array of people who, they're people you know.
Yeah, and the human stories. So, it really incarnates this need. So when people support, let's say, specifically the food pantry, do they do so with financial means, or can they actually donate food, or how does that arise?
You can donate food. In the summer, a lot of people donate food out of their gardens. You can, and we always need financial aid. Our programs are not money makers, regardless of what maybe some people think. We're not in a money making sort of business. So we
nonprofit with a capital N and P, right? Yeah.
Absolutely,
right.
Absolutely.
And some other. That's just one of as you mentioned, an array of things that you're about.
Yeah. Council Bluffs. We have our domestic violence shelter, and they had to figure out how to shelter and care for people without having them in a shelter. So that turned into, remote locations. But again, the staff over there, they learned some new things. They said, this might be a model for more future shelter situations. So it was interesting to hear all the managers talk about the different challenges. They all had challenges, and none of them could stop working, but they learned a lot by being forced into this adverse corner.
To shelter without a shelter, So that kind of not virtual, but very real for people. And then, of course, the emergency family shelter. And were the counseling services, how did they have to adapt?
That was part of the whole virtual online. So we all learned how to use Zoom. Somehow I was donned the master of Zoom.
Oh, the Zoom czar, czaress, or
whether
whatever,
I knew
right
how to
here
use
in our
that or
midst.
not. Yeah, so we fired up Zoom and got our counselors online with people, and so that worked pretty smoothly.
What we might call teletherapy then.
Teletherapy, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so between telephone and online, that worked really well. And so we can keep them moving. And then refugee services had already decreased, so we just had a few people coming in, decreased from administrative decisions from the national government. So that had really slowed, if not almost stopped. And we got Kellen Anker, who I'm going to give huge credit for because we'll probably talk about her a little bit. She started during that time and had a great opportunity to learn a lot of things without having the flow of people coming in. So that was great. But then Afghanistan.
Yeah. It was trickling down, and then all of a sudden the gorge opened. Oh my goodness, Afghanistan. Yeah. So how did that? Because I know a lot of Afghanis ended up in Virginia, perhaps some in Michigan, but Iowa too, and the Des Moines Diocese, Catholic Charities.
Right. So we're one of 3 now refugee resettlement groups here in Iowa, and we work through USCCB.
United States Conference of Catholic Bishops.
Thank you.
Yeah.
and they work with the State Department. So everything is, very vetted, and we get assignments each year. An annual determination is what they call it. And so we can kind of prepare. We know we need X number of apartment units to find, and we're going to need so many materials and things. With the Afghan refugees, we knew none of that. So it's like a game of wait and see, and then so we resettled more people in 6 months than we do in a regular year. So It was amazing.
And we just get the call that, hey, they're on an airplane already. I mean, we saw the C-5s and the C-17s taking off from Cabo.
Yeah.
But,
so they were coming here at that time to a few bases in the United States. So they were doing this strange trip of staying there briefly, and then coming here. So it was a really, I'm sure, exhausting, confusing experience. And so once they came here, we greet them at the airport and then immediately take them off to, at that time, it was all temporary. So we would take them.
And so these people have to trust that this person who's here at the airport has no nefarious intentions or anything.
Yeah, and they're not our tradition. We've had to come up with words to explain our refugee clients, but we call them now our traditional clients, who we have some notice for. They often will have friends or family greet, because that's the type of clients we have here. They usually have a connection here. So there's somebody there to greet them other than our staff. These people are coming with, the Afghans came with nobody to greet them. So yes, they're solely trusting the person picking them up. I helped a few times with that, and it's heartbreaking, but it's also exciting to know that they've gotten a chance to, you can tell that it's a bittersweet moment. They've just been forced out of their country. They didn't
and
want to leave.
some speak English, some don't.
Right. We helped move a family one night. There were 6 of them, and the oldest son was 19, and his mother didn't speak English. So he was the head of the house, sort of. He was, you could tell he had stepped into that role, too, which was beautiful to see this young man. And he was put together. He was articulate and, helped his mom. So that was great to see.
Beautiful. Well, obviously the support very translated in human lives there, too. So this doesn't just happen overnight. So your creativity, and I know we have the golf outing, breakfast with the bishop, you were really desperate when you go that route. But Shamrocks and Shenanigans, and I was able to take part. I've got my green Royal Hibernian Order blazer ready to go, I used to think it was too big as a size 44, but after COVID it fits perfectly now. So
I unfortunately understand what you mean. Yeah.
So what is this event on Saturday night, March 12th, at the Isaac Walton Lake? So
this is a celebration. We're celebrating 2 years of just what we just talked about, making it through. So we're kind of honoring ourselves. We're just having a party to celebrate all the good things that our staff and volunteers, extensive volunteers, look at the Mirror article a couple weeks ago, that talk about all the parishioners who help. So we're just celebrating all of that. There's going to be games. You're going to go and play bingo in the bar if you want. There's a raffle with great prizes.
It's very Catholic, bingo in the bar.
I know, right?
Touching both bases.
People loved it. We were shocked how much people liked the bingo. There's a raffle through the evening with the major prize is an Apple Watch. There's going to be a game, Heads or Tails, where you can win an electric fire pit. A lot of fun stuff.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So not long speeches or anything else, or and rubber chicken dinner or anything like that. No.
Right. We've got some corned beef. We have some other options if you're not into the Irish fare, so don't worry about that. We have DJ.
Maybe Afghani fare? No, I'm kidding.
That would be delicious. That's a different night. Maybe we do that. Yeah. We have DJ Marty McFly coming back. He's going to play some Irish music for us, and then some just all the favorites. So wear your dancing shoes if you want.
So family or more kind of adult oriented? Is it something?
This is an adult party. Yeah.
This is an adult party.
This is an adult party.
So there's not the confirmation candidates babysitting for or anything like that.
No, this is not that night. No, this is the night.
Just to be clear.
Right. Yes, and that's good to know.
We love families. We support families, but this is an adult event. Yeah, where the moms and dads.
Time for mom and dad to play.
Kick back. Yeah, a little play date there for them as well. So, Is there a special award that's given at all or any kind of recognition? I just trying to remember. I remember Father Dan Siepker received some recognition.
Yeah. We did not go that direction this year. It's been such, for 2 years, looking back, who did the most, who did what. We just decided to celebrate this kind of we're still standing moment of, help us celebrate that we made it through, and we're looking to the future. We're coming up on our 100th anniversary in a few years here. So
Indeed.
It's an exciting time.
Yeah, very much. And time is kind of winding before a break, but just I want to kind of move into kind of a delicate topic and something that's very sensitive. Some have reservations about Catholic Charities, and what's reported out there in mainstream and other media doesn't always give a real accurate depiction of what's going on, and that there might be people who are given pause about Catholic Charities unduly. And we might think about relief given to those who find themselves at the border, and what's going on. Could you just address that for us? Just kind of set people, because I hear even, people of good faith, even ministers of the church who sometimes have reservations.
Yeah, we get confronted by that periodically. Catholic Charities there are Catholic Charities organizations all across the country. We work under the umbrella of CCUSA, but we're all our own groups. But we are charged to help people in need, not by their status, not by their demographic, not by their religion or their faith. We help those in need. I think that's what Jesus asked us to do. He didn't say, vet
Seems to be what the parable of the Good Samaritan is all about,
yes.
And a few others, But.
Actually, we use the Good Samaritan story all the time. Yeah. That's what we model our mission over.
I set you up with this, nuanced question, and we need to take a break. So, Beth, if you'll hang with us just a little bit.
Sure.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen on Iowa Catholic Radio and Spirit Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio provided by the Sarah Vocations Ministry, including the St. Sarah Club of Des Moines and the Sarah Club of Council Bluffs. Sarah is an apostolate of the Worldwide Catholic Church dedicated to fostering and supporting priesthood and religious vocations. Sarahans strive to accomplish their mission through prayer, fellowship, and service to the bishop, priests, sisters, and all in religious formation, and in doing so to increase their own holiness. Learn more at joinsarah.org, joinserra.org. Thank you, Sarahans, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Are you born again? Is faith alone enough? Get answers to these and other crucial questions as Iowa Catholic Radio presents Catholic convert and apologist Steve Ray with his compelling talk, Born Again? Faith Alone? What Must I Do to Be Saved? Thursday, April 7th at St. Francis of Assisi in West Des Moines. Steve takes you on a biblical journey all the way back to Abraham. Don't miss Steve Ray. Thursday, April 7th, 6 p.m. St. Francis of Assisi Parish. Visit iowacatholicradio.com to register.
Welcome back. You're listening to Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen. We are back with Beth Gibbins of Catholic Charities.
So we think about the Confederated, if you will, Catholic Charities USA, one of the largest NGOs in the country, if not the world, and then the individual responsibilities and charge of Catholic Charities in the various dioceses. So what's going on in the Southern Texas diocese is primarily the purview of those Catholic Charities, but how might there be a connection in some way? And again, you were kind of addressing this topic.
Well, again, that universal, we work, our work is based on Catholic social teaching. We talk about that regularly. And so the tenets of Catholic social teaching are pretty clear that we're to help those in need in just about every way. And we're not supposed to, vet them or say, you're okay, but you're not. So when there's a crisis, or we partner, and everybody's different who they partner with, because we all have every Catholic Charities organization has different needs in their community. So we're all faced to help the needs in our areas. We're Southwest Iowa, 23 counties. In Texas, they're they share a border with Mexico and things, and the law enforcement down there, and the government, and there's people making desperate decisions to head to the border for various reasons, just like I talked about the food pantry. I bet everyone has a different story. So they've made a desperate choice for their family, for their personal safety or well-being. And then what do you do? So they're in a limbo state, and there's just not enough we all need to help. We have to work together to help those in need. And these are the people in need in that area. And Catholic Charities is there to help. Unfortunately, they've been vilified for this. And I think we all need to search our hearts to think about what that means when we vilify people who are helping human beings.
Yeah. And so the discernment of those who might be prompted to support Catholic Charities, but really, and Catholic Charities not in any partisan way, not in any way, having, some kind of a hidden agenda, actually collaborates with law enforcement in many respects, right, to make sure that the needs are being met in a just way that supports public order.
Yes, we have our Council Bluffs office, our domestic violence and sexual assault program. We have a number of law enforcement partners. They go around on Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, take cookies and donuts, and it's great. They have the best pictures. Yeah. If you look at our Facebook page, I know we've posted some of those in the past.
Well, good. Thank you. Shamrocks and Shenanigans, and it's going to be on Saturday night, March 12th. This show is being aired on March 4th. Is it too late to purchase tickets? Or?
No, you can get tickets this weekend and Monday.
Okay.
So
the
I'm
clock
leaving
is
it
ticking.
open. Yes, so get your table together.
And Now, as I think of this weekend coming up immediately, and I mentioned the right of election, but on Saturday night, Ron Pearson Center, there's something else happening. The Catholic Charities is, I'm writing the coattails that I got an invitation to this event. And Kelly, you know all about this movie, Father Stu and Mark Wahlberg. What is up with this? I'm going to be, so that I don't walk in totally clueless.
Right.
Like I usually do.
Well, Mark Wahlberg's a strong Catholic. I think he may have actually self-funded this movie. It's based on a true story. This guy who became a priest, he initially was a boxer, got injured, decided to become an actor, moved to Hollywood, had like a near-death experience, and then decided to become a priest. So it's kind of a funny lead-up to it, but very strong priest, but he had some health issues.
That doesn't sound funny. I mean,
just leading up to, and actually, I believe I saw Alex Kautsky from Catholic Youth Camp. She posted that she actually knew the real Father Stu.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, because he was in Montana, and that's where she's from.
Oh, the whole world runs through Iowa, right?
Yeah,
we're all 3 degrees of separation.
It looks like a great movie.
Yeah, and he's going to be present at the Ron Pearson Center on Saturday night
because he's affiliated with with the local grocery store. He will be there. Yeah, you guys are very lucky.
Yeah. So, maybe I can get a selfie with him. Do you think, or not? I don't know. If he,
he might be the only.
But he saw fit to invite. Go ahead.
Might be the only clergy person there. So
really,
I would seek him out.
But there is a Catholic Charities table. But thank you, Beth.
Yes.
And here we go. All right.
This has been another edition of Making It Personal with Bishop Joensen.
You can hear Making It Personal with Bishop William Joensen every week on Iowa Catholic Radio and iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio and Making It Personal is provided by Sarah Vocations Ministry. Learn more at joinserra.org.